What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome in to Connecting the Dots, brought to you by Connect Child and Family Solutions. Ryan Muma, and that over there is Penny Ippenson. How are you?
I am lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, how are you?
Today? A little chilly outside, but we're feeling good.
Yeah, I don't know why. This weather, up, down, all around.
I'd rather, I'm
obnoxious.
gonna be honest, I'd rather it be this, maybe a little bit warmer, and that's my perfect temp.
This winter. What the heck am I saying?
One of the two.
This weekend.
Yes.
Hello,
Which
welcome.
It's kind of been like a summer, winter, all over the place kind of mix, yeah.
Yes, this weekend was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
It was beautiful.
Very nice. I will say again, I am of the mind that I am upper 60s, low 70s, and that's it. That is, if I can wear shorts and a hoodie, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm good with that. That is
That's
my
very
go-to.
specific.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
good.
Always have been.
60, 70. See, I don't even pay attention that closely to know what temperature I like.
Yeah, I guess that's just me. I
Yeah.
just pay attention to
That's
a lot of
good.
it. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and look, we were talking before we jumped on. Golf is a big thing, and so that's like the perfect weather for golf. Plus, it's like the perfect weather for the wife to golf. She won't golf when it's super hot or super cold, so you have to have that happy medium. She's like, okay, if it's 70 degrees, I'll go. So that's when I kind of am like, I like 70 because then she'll go.
That's
enjoy
impressive.
golfing with my wife.
I'll have to keep that in mind
That's how it
because
goes, yeah.
I told you earlier, started
You're
golfing.
a professional golfer now.
In my mind only.
In your mind, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just dabbling in. I get it. I hit one ball, and my nephew told me, who's an adult.
Yeah.
He said,
Who's an adult? Why do
well,
you have to
well,
specify?
because sometimes I think it sounds like he's like a little person. He's not. He's a big person.
He's
Anyway,
an adult.
He's
He
an
told me what
adult.
was right. I wasn't getting advice from a 10-year-old. It's totally fine.
All right.
I just thought it was a weird specification. I respect it, though. I respect it for him. That's good.
I know he'll appreciate that. I
That's
do
what it
have
is,
nephews
yes.
that are little, though.
Yeah, it's okay.
See?
Well, then you have to
I
specify.
did need to clarify.
That makes sense.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay, I have
I'll allow
nephews
it.
and nieces of all ages. Anyway,
Yes.
what I was saying
Yeah.
is I hit the ball, and it was actually a good hit.
Okay.
And the older nephew said, that's the kind of ball that makes you want to keep playing golf more.
Yes. Makes you want to keep coming back. Like
Yes.
that moment. That moment of,
Yeah.
I did it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
It was amazing.
I've hit many of those, but also many of the ones that make you want to quit.
Yes.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yes.
100%.
You have a great video about that. Everybody check out his Facebook page.
Appreciate
A
you.
great video on the
Yes.
relationship you can have with golfing.
It's an up and down roller coaster. Do I give a shameless plug to it?
Absolutely.
Ryan Muma, host of WGM Sports Center, and rocking actually the swag today. Not because of that, but just, I have to go back to work after this, so it just kind of, it fit. It fit.
Yeah.
So
But
Ryan
you-
Muma,
because
host
you-
of WGM Sports Center.
Sorry. Because you wear many hats.
I do.
Nice.
I do. That's the whole theme of the show. So again, episode 2, and again, we're happy to be here. And so a sidebar from all of the golf chatter and everything like that. I think actually, you know what? No. I think it actually fits all hand in hand.
Okay. Do tell.
Because I have, funny enough, I have another video that's going to be posted that's kind of a time management, trying to talk my wife into letting me go golfing video. It's a quick little thing. It's just funny. So like a text chain of trying to figure that out. But that's a sidebar. Ryan Muma, host of WGM Sports Center. Shameless plug. But I'm a golfer, but I have 2 kids. My wife obviously loves to read and go do certain things, but we have 2 kids. And I know it sounds bad, but I have 2 kids. That's not what I mean, but like, you know what I mean? Like you have a lot going on.
Yes, you have 2 kids.
So trying to manage, making sure their needs are met and making sure that, quite honestly, my needs are met as well. Before we even get into that, though, you don't like the phrase time management. Or it's a love-hate maybe with you.
I don't know if I have a good reason, though, Brian. I really don't.
You just don't like it.
Well, because it seems like one of those goals you can never achieve
That's
is
fair.
time management.
Yeah, that's fair.
But at the same time, you're still managing time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have no idea where to go with all that.
But you just don't like it. You want something different. I don't know what we're going to accomplish with that, but you just don't like the saying, I guess.
Okay, this is so morbid. And I
Okay.
really do apologize. It's morbid. But the whole time I'm raising children, I would tell the kids, every time we were like sliding into said event, particular deadline, and we're sliding in on our tush. I mean, we're like, whoosh, we've arrived.
Right there.
I'm sure you can relate.
All the time.
And very seldom were we late. I'm not saying we were never late, but we were there. If it's supposed to be 2 o'clock, we were there at 2. Anyway, I got to the point where it was frustrating because, you know, you're just trying to get humans out the door, da-da-da-da-da. And I said, you guys, on my tombstone, just put, she tried.
She tried.
She tried.
She tried.
She did the best she could. Now, did
it.
she achieve? Maybe that's my hang-up. Because you can't ever fully achieve time management.
No. Once if
you?
there's anybody out there that actually has figured out the key to time management, please let us know because it's every day's different. Every day's different of what you're trying to accomplish. And I think, look, I love what you said because I'm in that boat of sometimes the birthday party's at 2, we're getting there at 2:05. I mean, it's just because the girls just didn't want to cooperate, or we got them ready and then we're like, oh yeah, mom and dad have to get ready or something like that, and then we're rushing around or whatever the case. I mean, you try to manage everything, but that's a lot that you're doing, you know. And look, for me, you know, as long as, again, every day's different. I don't know exactly where I want to go with it, but like as long as we've made it to the function, as long as the girls had fun, because you don't remember getting there quote unquote late, or you don't remember getting there what time you got there. That's not the point. The point is you get there. Did you have fun? Did you accomplish what you needed to accomplish? And the rest is history.
Yes.
Like it does not matter that I showed up at 2:05 and the party started at 2.
Correct.
We're fashionably late. It's all good.
Yes.
Like, it is what it is.
Yes.
But I will say I think there's an element to it of time management that isn't even showing up on time. I think it's like managing time in the way of like putting yourself first at times too, and managing that, because I feel as if, and this was a struggle for me early on in becoming a parent, because you go from, you know, in my case, no kids.
Yes.
It's just me and the wife. Throw some dogs in there, but that's it. And we just kind of, in a lack of a better way of saying it, do whatever we want. You know, like we don't have little people running around, like figuring out what we need to do. And, oh, yeah, they need to be fed, or, oh, yeah, they need to be bathed, or whatever. Oh, yeah, they got this recital, this practice, what, and it's just what we're doing. And if I want to go golf after work, I'm going to go golf after work because I don't have really anything going on.
Yes.
Or now, you know, you throw in 2 little people that are, you got to pick up from daycare at a specific time, or like around whatever time. You got to get home. You got to make dinner. You got to make sure that if they need a bath, they take one. You try to keep a routine of putting them to bed at the same time. And I still struggle with that. There's times they go to bed later. There's times they go to bed earlier. There's times it just happens.
And it's okay.
That's okay.
Yes. For the most part, it's okay. Yes.
And the next thing you know, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, oh, yeah, hey, hon, how you doing? You know, or just whatever, because whirlwinds happen. But I think there's, and I don't mean to ramble, but there's a part in there that, you know, and I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't have it figured out at all.
That's my point.
Right.
You never really get it figured out.
No.
But go ahead.
But things are going to change.
Yes.
You know, now they're in dance. Now they're going to be in t-ball. Now they're going to be, and it's going to add other little wrinkles into time. But, you know, making sure that in between the chaos, you find time for yourself. Whether that's golfing, whether that's getting out of the house and you go to the store with no kids and you just kind of take a couple minutes for yourself. Like, that's important. And I did not think it was important early on. And we struggled at times. We, you know, for me and the wife and, you know, love her to death, we'd get at each other because you didn't have time for yourself. And, you know, once we kind of were like, we gotta do something different. It changed a lot of things. And so, yeah, again, like I said, I mean to ramble, but yeah, it's.
But don't you think that's all? You can't wear any other hats if you don't take care of you.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to take care of you first, and you and the spouse. Because there were times when we were raising kids, and I'm not saying it still doesn't happen, because now we're just really busy in different directions, but not with small humans underfoot. But there were times I would go up to my husband. I'm like, all right, we got a couple options. Either I'm divorcing you or we're going to go out for dinner, which obviously was not the case.
Right.
But it was just like, we're just kind of like at each
Yeah.
other and just because you're just not working together.
Mm-hmm.
So I everything you said, I'm like, yeah, I've been there, done that.
What's, I guess, and like from, it doesn't even have to be a therapist thing, but just like a, why is like a mental reset good? Like, so when we talk about take time for yourself, that's away from the day to day, right? So again, I keep bringing up golf, but we joke about it. Me going out one Saturday a month or whatever the case may be, right? And there's times I go out more than that, so appreciate you, hon. Thank you. Go out on a Saturday and it's just me, maybe a buddy of mine, and I golf and there's no kids, none of the same old. I'm just doing. Why is that important? Why is that mentally important? And whatever that is, why is that?
But don't you think it's like you get back to the source, you get back to who you are?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just chasing other expectations.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm going with that. It's just like you just get back to who you are and you recenter and you're not thinking about 110 other things in the very moment. You're still thinking about them. You never forget. Yeah. But I just think it allows you to kind of like recalibrate and put it all back in perspective and feel revigorated, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question, but obviously it works.
Yeah.
And if it works for you, it worked for us. It does. But I think if you don't have something that's your own, then I think that it's easy to struggle even more so.
That's fair.
Because some people don't have their own thing.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's great that you do have your own thing, and it is something that you struggle with. It's like, how do I find time to do my own thing?
Well, and then the other thing is too is like, and let's just say it morphs into find something. I think is the biggest thing. Find something that works for you. And whatever thing that honest to God, my wife reads a lot now. She's big into reading books. I feel like I ask her one day, like, hey, what book are you on? She'll tell me. And then, like, literally the next day, she's on a completely different book. She already finished it. So, like, she's very quick with,
I admire
with
that.
all of it. And she loves it. And I love that she loves it. But we kind of, built kind of our screen room into, like, a reading nook kind of thing. So for her to kind of go into that space and has a nice hanging chair and read has been therapeutic for her. And sometimes it isn't just getting out of the house and going and doing something. Sometimes it's just having something that you can do. And I guess to put all this in perspective, if you're a new parent, or someone that, has, ultimately, been in the thick of it for a couple of years, or even if you're an older parent that hasn't really thought about this, do something. Because I guarantee you, in my opinion, it'll help.
But I also think it makes for a healthy relationship with your children, too.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you said that. Yes.
Because I think it's so easy to deep dive into all things, everything children. And we should be very much focused on our children because that's an important job, is to be a parent. But taking that time to go do your own thing, I think is so incredibly important, and finding your own thing. Yeah. Because, and this is something my daughters and I've talked about, and my husband, I should say, too. That's the second time I've almost forgot to mention him.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He's incredibly important in this process,
Ryan. That dude that, he was part of something. He just did it. He was there, whatever, the guy.
He's just there.
Yeah.
Is the fact that I did have...
I totally understand where your husband's coming from,
I know you
just
do.
A house full of women. It's just the way that it goes. You get kind of forgotten sometimes. I'm joking, but go on.
Even the pets were all girls. Anyway.
Same for us. I am in the same boat as your husband.
We tried to get boy animals and never.
Just didn't work.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, where the heck was
I'm sorry.
I at?
I'm sorry. I apologize. That's my fault.
Having your own thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Because I did have my own private practice, and I had my own world that I went to. And it was part-time by design, and that was a choice we made, and it worked for us. But it allowed me to have my place to always go to.
Yeah.
And I think that was so incredibly important. And even after the kids were out of the house, and even after, my husband still has the same job he's had for decades, but it allowed me to have past tense my own thing after I was done doing what perhaps could be the most important job in my life.
That's fair.
I think.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say it was the most important job.
Being a parent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Out of everything, I mean, it is. It's. Yeah, I would completely agree with that. It is the most important because you're raising. This is going to get real deep. You're raising the next generation.
Yes, we are.
You know, all of that. So again, it's all part of it. But I don't know. I think, you know, finding something that works for you, finding, you know, that little niche or whatever. But it's funny you said it actually helps with your kids, like your relationship with them. I'm so glad you said that because there have been so many occasions, and it's kind of a thing, a battle, if you will, that me and the wife kind of have when we go and it's just us two. Like if we go on a trip where it's just us, like we joke, we're like, okay, we can't talk about the kids as much as we normally do. Like or just not at all. We can't talk about children.
How do you do with that?
I don't know. It's tough because it's funny. The first time, here's a little story for you. So the first time that, you know, get in the thick of it of having kids, you know, are really into it and everything, and then you again forget about yourself.
Yes.
One of the first times that we had gone on a trip without the children, it was weird. It was like foreign. Like I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to do. You know, because you're so caught up in them that they are, and again, nothing wrong with that. They're the world at that point.
Yes.
You know, and
as they should be.
You're their world, you know? And so, you know, yeah, that first, even second time, it was like, what do we do?
Can I tell you a fun story?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so back when we had car seats and kids in the back seat, I went on a business trip with my husband, left the kids with grandma and grandpa's, neighbors, etc. Great. All right, so we're 3 or 4 days away from them. We're out, I can't remember, Arizona or somewhere. We rented a car. Surely you're going to relate to this. I take the car by myself because he's at a workshop.
Yeah.
I take the car, and I'm driving down the highway, and I look in the back to see if the kids are in the back.
Oh, yeah.
They're not there.
They're not there.
You know where they're at? They're comfy and cozy, loving life, being loved on by amazing people in Illinois.
100%.
And I look back, and I'm like, oh, my God, are the kids in the back seat? And there's no
Forget 'em?
kids. And I had to take a second to go, there's no children.
Right.
Oh, wait, there's not supposed to be children. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that and just simply conversation.
Oh.
Like, again, we joke about, like, we can't talk about the kids, but, like, conversation as well. Like, I found myself, you know, and we still do. It's not like when we go on vacation or it's not with the kids, like, we don't talk about the kids. Like, we have moments where we'll, and let me actually say this. Sorry, now I see how my mind's going. It's not saying that it's a bad thing to talk about your kids when you're together.
Heavens no. Yes.
Because there are times where we do that and we laugh about it, even though it might have been something that in the moment we could not stand the kids because they were just not listening and what in the world, and it was this whole thing. But then we get to talking about it and we're doing what we're doing right now and we're laughing about it.
Yes.
You remember when one twin did this? Like, you were so mad and like, yeah, it was, and it's just funny, right?
Yes.
But going on, you know, some of those, you know, and still, you know, going on vacation, I think it is also important to not talk about them. Talk about your wife, talk about yourself, and be like, you know, so what's new with you, you know, and what's going on. And sometimes it doesn't have to be, you know, going on a trip. You know, there was a time, I know we've talked about this before. There was a time that, you know, we'd get home and you'd go through the chaos of everything. And, you know, by the end of the night, I look at my wife and I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, how are you doing? And, you know, I haven't really talked to her, you know, and we didn't like that. Like that was something early on, I will say, that we did get right, that we did that for the first however long. And then we were both like, okay, I don't like that.
That's
so
good.
we make it a
I
point
like
now that when she comes home or I come home or whatever, we make sure to give each other a kiss, say hello, how are you, and then we get into everything.
Because you're centering.
Yes.
You're pausing. You're managing yourself in the environment.
That's the one thing I'll give myself a pat on the back of figuring out, is that part. Everything else is still a work in progress, but that's one thing.
I bet you probably have more than you realize, but we'll give you that one. That's good.
Right.
So, but don't you think that's the whole concept is you can't really manage time, you just to get to do with it is, I still don't know where I'm going with that. However, I love that because you just allowed yourself to center.
Yeah.
And you're like shifting gears. Another one, just kind of pause and then, all right, let's go at it.
Yep.
It's like reconnecting. Oh, there's all kinds of things. Good job, Ryan.
I try. You know what I mean? Every once in a while. But it's swapping the hats. I get home from work. I'm not work hat anymore. I'm dad hat. So that, if you want to call it it, that kiss and a hello to the wife is, all right, it's dad mode or whatever, and it's just, it's been a nice little thing that we've kind of always done and kind of make that a point.
But you're also kind of saying, we got this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Go, team, go.
Absolutely. Even though sometimes I don't feel like we do because the kids are nuts, but it's fine.
Don't you love that vivacious spirit?
It's funny because in the moment, you ask me in the moment, no. Because I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, let me backtrack. It makes me sound terrible.
No,
I do.
I don't think it does.
do. But if they're not listening or something, I'm like, and you ask me if you came into my house and like, Ryan, don't you love the vibrant way that they act? I'd be like, Penny, no. Get out, or whatever. But then, yes, after the fact, I love it. I love it. I don't know what I would do without it.
I know. And it was so quiet when they weren't there.
Yes.
If they're somewhere, if they're at a dance class or whatever, it's so quiet. Even though you like the quiet. Yeah.
It's weird.
And I've said this, and if I don't say it now, I'm going to say it 110 more times. And that is, I always thought I need to kick my kids through the stage. I totally understand. I love their spirit. I love it. Let's get them through the stage. Let's get to the next one.
Well, so that's hard. That's so hard because I am a very I'm a big teddy bear. I know that for a fact. Like,
yes, you are. Now that I think about it, you are.
I'm a huge teddy bear, and so my wife's told me that. That's why I can say it here. Like, I've been told this, but the reason I say that is because I find myself sometimes, like when we put the kids down and I'm laying there for a minute, I think to myself, like, am I doing enough? You know what I mean? Like, they're so little now. Like, I blinked and they went from 11 months old to going to be 4 next month. Like, how? And so you talk about it, and I totally get what you're saying because, there is moments you're like, let me kick them through this stage. But I also, I don't want time to keep going. Like, time's a thief.
Ooh.
It really is. It's like the days are long, but the years are short. I mean, that is a way that I have looked at it forever here because it does. The days can feel like they take forever, but then the next thing you know, you blink and they go from an infant to 5 years old or whatever. And you're like, what just happened?
Yes.
So, I say that to also say, like, I shouldn't put that on myself. I shouldn't sit there and ask myself, like, am I a good parent? And yes and no. Maybe, center yourself, check yourself. But I don't know where exactly I'm going with that. But, I just, great. I put that on myself sometimes because I'm like, am I doing enough? Because time sometimes is a thief.
I like that because it does put it in perspective because the days can be long because you feel like, how am I ever going to get to 6 o'clock and we all survive, let alone 9 o'clock and everybody's in bed safe and sound.
100%.
And then all of a sudden, they're 3, they're 4, they're 10, they're 20, they're 30.
Yes. Yes.
And it just goes by. And I don't know how much time we have. But to kind of connect this to what we've talked about, and one of the reasons why we do this is a generational thing as well. And me coming from a different generation than yours, I just think hindsight, you always have to have people who do life with you to help you, to run a kid, or have that person that says, yes, you're doing great. Your kid is a great kid when they're not with you.
Well, yes,
Thank you.
Get told that all the time. Well, great, I'm
That's
glad
normal.
there's that for you. Great.
That means you're doing a good job, even though when they come home, they're like, who are you? Can't you be this way outside?
You know what? It's funny. Real quick, I'm going to cut you off.
Good.
We need to have an episode on that.
Which part? That
part of
really
like
good
them being,
outside?
like if I drop my kids off with Penny, they're probably going to listen amazing.
Yes.
And then they get with me and it's like, bah, we're gonna go nuts. You know, we need to talk about that.
Everybody remind us to talk about that sometime.
I mean next week. You never know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
All right. So what made me really think of time management?
Yeah.
All right. Let me say a quick story.
Please.
So when we were raising children, I worked 2 days a week, and they were long days.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 day a week, my kids would go to my mother and father-in-law's house, and they would have a great time. Then my husband would pick them up, and they would all have dinner. And then they would come home. Everybody was close to bed. I would arrive because I worked really, really late.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I always was at the house when I came home on those long days, and they were with my in-laws. A beautiful dinner of food. Oh, a plate full of food. Shouldn't say dinner.
Yeah.
Full plate of food.
Yeah.
I was like, give me that food.
Uh-huh.
It was so good.
Yeah.
But I had such a mixed feelings about that.
Sure.
You ready?
Please. Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
How did my mother-in-law whip up this amazing 4-course meal with a dessert that she made?
Sure.
None of this is like stovetop or TV dinners. This is like the real McCoy food. And I can do this, but I sure wasn't doing it at that time. And I would be so elated to have this wonderful food at the end of the day. My kids were fed. All I had to do was go home, veg. But I also didn't understand, how did she manage her time that whole day to be able to whip up that food? Then, now that I'm fast forward, I have my grandkid all day yesterday, and I do have him several days a week, all day, while his mom's working part-time and dad's working full-time. And guess what I did?
Made a full course meal.
I made a really good meal.
Yes.
But you know, I also knew I wanted to do that because it was always done for us. And I really want to pay that forward because I do recognize how challenging it is to be on the front lines, as we talk about.
Yeah.
Now, I was cooking it while they were there, so I didn't quite pull it off quite like she did.
No.
But, you know, a work in progress.
I'm sure she didn't even notice that part. I'm sure she's just like, oh my gosh, mom's making a big meal.
Actually, she did say that. I go,
She did or she did not?
No, my daughter did say this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, this is really good. And I go, is it? Are you sure? And she goes, you know, for 2 reasons. One, because it's good, and 2, I didn't have to make it.
Yes, exactly.
So,
yes.
yes. But I just think that's what made me think about the time management, because I can manage it differently now. Because I don't have kid everything all over my house. I can postpone laundry. I don't have 6 people to do laundry for. I only have 2. You know, so it's different. It's different. And so it's like I had a better appreciation now of what my mother-in-law and my mother, they both did this. They were able to do, but at the same time I gave myself grace because they weren't doing as much as I was and you are, or my daughter and her husband are doing in the thick of it while raising children. So I just think it's important to wrap it up in my mind of what I'm trying to say is it's important to have people who help you and be okay with that. And at the same time, it's okay to say no. And that's another topic.
Yes.
Table that one, everybody.
Put that little pin in it. No, I'm with you because, again, we're at a point in our lives, like I work full-time, my wife works full-time. You know, so she drops off, I pick up, you know, from daycare and after preschool and all that stuff. And then we get home, and I mean, there's times where it's either leftovers or chicken nuggets or whatever, and it's just because time, you know, and all of it. And, you know, would I love to be making a, you know, I say 5-course meal and all this stuff. And we do, you know, there's times where, you know, I get a bug in my butt and I'm like, you know what, we're going to do it, you know, and it might take a little bit longer, we're going to do it. But if you're out there and you're listening to it, like, it's okay if you don't.
Yes, absolutely.
Because here's the reality, like, your kid's fed, they're happy, they're with you, and that's really all they care about. They don't care if that was steak or dino nuggets, and, you know, you're doing the best you can. Yep. You know, and that's okay. You know, and because, before kids, I would make, you know, meals for me and the wife or vice versa. And it was like this, not extravagant, but like it was, you know, you had everything you needed, right? And it was this big deal because I didn't have kid tugging on my pants saying, Daddy, I want this, Daddy, I want this, or same thing with the wife or whatever. It's just life. And so, and the other thing is too, and I'm glad you pointed it out, if you go to somebody else's house and, you know, whether that's family, friends, whatever, and let's just say that is their way, and they have managed it in a
point.
way that they can make the big extravagant meal and stuff like that. You know what? All you can say in the back of your mind, or don't even say it. Good for you.
Share.
Yeah.
Bring me over sometime.
Well, that too, right? Like, I'll come over whenever you're cooking. But, like, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're at all a lesser parent than they are.
Right.
Or, yeah, that makes sense. A lesser parent than they. Yeah. No. It means that you're just you. And you're okay. And everything's all right.
Yes.
You know, and that's just the reality of the situation.
But doesn't that tie it all back to time management, though? Because I think that you can never completely manage time, and I think a piece of that is we do have sometimes, often, probably all the time, unrealistic expectations of what we're managing in that time. So maybe that's why I have the hang up, but I'll have to figure it out more.
Yeah.
Why do I not like the word time management?
Well, maybe this is it. Maybe because when you say it, not you, but just when you say it, like, it makes you think that you have to be perfect. You have to have it right. You know, hey, it's time management, Penny. Like, you gotta manage your time.
There you go.
Like, it's almost like a burden, almost. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, I'm managing my time. I'm doing Ryan Mooma time management, or Penny Epinson, or whoever's listening, whatever, or watching. You know, so maybe that's it. That it puts this unnecessary expectation that you have to do this correct in order for you to be considered managing your time or time management.
There we go.
Maybe that could be the whole thing.
I like it.
Figured it out.
Dang. Do you have a degree in psychology?
I don't. I think the wife does.
Yes.
So maybe it's just kind of rubbed off on me a little bit.
Yes, as my husband would say.
Probably what it is, yeah. Hey, there, you brought him up again.
I know.
What a guy. What a guy.
Did you hear that?
That's right. No, I love this. And again, we put some pins in some other talking points. I think to put this all and sum it up as we wrap things up, I will say that a couple of things. One, your time management is going to be different than somebody else's.
Yes.
And do not compare yourself to others in the way that if you aren't doing exactly what they're doing, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
That's not fair.
Right.
Now,
you can
again,
learn from others.
Learn, yes.
Yes.
That's a great point. Learn from others, but don't feel like you're a failure because you're not doing it exactly. Find time for yourself.
Yes, good one.
Find time for you and your spouse.
Good one.
And just enjoy the little moments. Enjoy the little time, the seconds at times when, you know, if you are in that boat of, man, it feels like, you know, time's this thief and my kids are getting older. Just remember the good times and remember that you're doing it right. And remember that, you know, maybe you take an extra second to play blocks with them. Maybe you take an extra second to do this X, Y, and Z. You're not going to do that every time.
No.
Because that's not feasible. It's not. And yeah, but take those little things and it'll help in a big way. You know, and again, I say all of this, I'm still trying to figure all that out.
Exactly. You're not going to achieve every day. No. You just do the best you can.
No doubt.
You know what? I love that along the way I would write down funny things the kids would say.
I love that.
Just because it helped you to focus on what is important. Because it is. How did you say that? The days are long.
Oh yeah,
the years are short.
The days are long. The years are short. Yep.
That's good because it does kind of help you to remember those fun moments because it is so easy to get sucked into the time management.
Yes.
And it's not about that.
I agree.
But
this was a good one.
This was good.
This was
okay.
Fun.
Plug.
Please.
Comments in the Facebook post. I love these. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for being supportive and liking our page. Individual pages, connect page. You probably can explain this better.
You're good. No, to all of that.
Okay, go for it.
The comments have been tremendous. We even got one comment. I want to shout out to Richie, who gave us kind of a topic idea too.
Nice.
And that's something else too, that like if you guys maybe want a topic idea or something maybe to be discussed, like we are all for it. Make sure you comment on YouTube or comment, you know, within the Facebook post or something like that when we post the teaser of where to find, like, let us know. You know, we want to hear from you guys as well, and we appreciate, you know, you guys following along. The other thing is, too, and we'll post about this on Facebook, but there is a way that if you want to get this out to your friends and family via Facebook, there's a way within our page. If you go to the cover photo, there's 3 dots, and then it's invite friends, I think, or some invite people. You click that, and then it'll blast that out to your friends and family, your friends list on Facebook. And the more the merrier. We want as many people to see this and to come along for, as I like to say, the crazy ride that we're all on. So
it's great.
And putting on different hats and doing the dang thing. So does that sum it up?
Yes, yeah. WGEM Smart TV.
Yep, it's also on the WGM Smart TV app.
I just figured this out, boys and girls.
That's right.
And I've been here the whole time. I'm like, oh, this is how this works.
That thing, yeah. This WGM.
There you go.
Yeah, and again, big shout out to WGEM for also putting our episodes out there on the Smart TV app as well, and everything else in between. But no, and again, to Connect Child and Family Solutions, Adam Adrian and the whole gang, just everything that they do. But Penny, that's episode 2.
Nice.
Feel good? Heck yes.
You good?
I feel good.
Hey, you go have a good day.
You go
be awesome.
Appreciate that, Penny. That's right to all of you as well, and thanks for coming along and, of course, connecting those dots with us.